pot calling the kettle black is all I'm saying.
Ooh. The pot calling the kettle black. Huh.
Whoa. That was some tea. That was shade. That was major shade.
Pot calling the kettle black. So, I mean, you're not insinuating that
he's
50
gay?
Cent is...
Oh my Lord, please. What? Girl, we gotta talk after this episode is over.
Wait, Vivica Fox, what are you insinuating?
Well, I mean,
he gave you...
No, he's not. I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but he's just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear.
Y'all, it looks like 50 Cent just can't let go of his long-standing drama with his ex, Vivica Fox, because he's at it again, this time taking shots at her over rumors that she got a little work done in her 60s. Word is, Vivica's new figure has been trending all over social media lately, and true to form, 50 didn't waste any time jumping into the mix. At first, it actually looked like he was giving her a compliment, and folks even started speculating that he might be thinking about rekindling something. But before anyone could get too carried away, 50 flipped the script and started mocking her, joking that her surgery was botched and claiming she was past the point of finding a man. But if there's one thing we know about Vivica, it's that she doesn't back down quietly. She fired right back, accusing 50 of being on the down low and saying he wouldn't know a real woman if one smacked him in the face. Y'all better grab your snacks because this back and forth is getting spicy. Let's be real. Vivica's decision to enhance her body caught a lot of people off guard. Sure, it's her body and she's grown, so she can do what she wants. But fans were surprised because she's always been known for having a naturally great figure. And yes, some folks have been making comments about her appearance lately, comparing her current look to how she looked in movies like Kill Bill, which came out over 2 decades ago. But come on now, that was back in 2003 when she was in her mid-30s and she's 60 now. Of course she looks different. And honestly, she still looks amazing for her age. So when she stepped out with her updated look, the internet didn't know what to do. It's not every day you see women in their 60s getting full cosmetic surgeries like a BBL. But hey, it happens, and people had a lot to say. Comments flooded in ranging from supportive to critical, with folks debating whether it was necessary or risky at her age. Naturally, it wasn't long before 50 Cent jumped into the conversation, posting, "Wait, let me see," which had fans wondering if he was throwing shade or flirting. Then he followed it up by saying, "Who said I was spinning the block?" I mean, that booty was looking right though. So at first, it seemed playful, like maybe he was still feeling her a little. But just as quickly as things got flirty, they got messy. 50 posted a video of Vivica where her body looked noticeably different than the edited photos she had shared online, even going so far as to include a side-by-side comparison, clearly trying to stir the pot. It was obvious he wanted folks to notice the contrast and start dragging her. And to be fair, she did look different in that video. But let's not act like she's the only celebrity using filters and touch-ups on Instagram. Still, 50 knew exactly what he was doing by posting that. He wanted the internet to talk, and not in a flattering way. According to sources close to Vivica, she wasn't shocked by 50's behavior. She sees it as him being petty and vindictive for no good reason, and has even hinted that she might cause some serious waves if he keeps pushing. And honestly, knowing Vivica, she might just follow through. These two have been locked in this chaotic dynamic for over 2 decades. First hot and heavy, then throwing shade from opposite ends of the internet. Their history is long, complicated, and full of drama. And if there's anyone who can match 50's energy, it's Vivica. Ever since they first met at the 2003 BET Awards, it was clear their chemistry was electric. Just a few months later, They were making headlines at the MTV VMAs, stepping out as a couple and silencing all the rumors. At the time, they were both at the top of their game, 50 dominating the music charts with Get Rich or Die Tryin', and Vivica headlining hit after hit in Hollywood. They were the definition of a power couple, and Vivica seemed to be falling harder by the day. He treated her like royalty, and for a moment there, they were the definition of couple goals. Emphasis on moment. 50 seemed just as smitten with Vivica as she was with him, and rumor had it he was even planning to pop the question. Allegedly, there was a massive engagement ring in the works. Something flashy, 12 carats to be exact. But things didn't quite go as planned. Instead of a proposal, Vivica ended up with a pair of earrings, all because 50 got upset with her and pulled the plug on the engagement idea. Did he really swap a ring for earrings out of spite? Wild. But let's rewind a bit and look at how fast their love story unraveled. It fell apart in no time, like a sandcastle getting hit by a wave. Privacy? Never heard of it. Even back then, their relationship was constantly under a spotlight. Every little thing they did made the headlines, and let's be honest, that kind of exposure is a ticking time bomb for any couple. Now, let's not forget the age gap. Vivica was in her late 30s, while 50 was still in his mid-20s. And maturity-wise, well, let's just say he wasn't exactly bringing grown man energy to the table. But the real nail in the coffin was 50's inability to keep things private. If there was a camera, mic, or open Twitter app, he was airing out everything. Vivica wasn't having it. Who wants their relationship playing out like a live show? At 27, you'd think he'd know how to keep things under wraps, but apparently that wasn't his strong suit. So, between the nonstop public exposure, 50's loose lips, and the age and maturity gap, the romance didn't stand a chance. It blew up faster than a sparkler on the 4th of July. Eventually, 50 started feeling like his tough guy persona was being overshadowed, and instead of dealing with his insecurities like an adult, he just cut ties with Vivica. But did he sit her down, have a talk, and explain things? Nope. She found out the relationship was over by hearing it on the radio. Can you imagine waking up, turning on the radio, and learning you've just been dumped? Talk about cold. That has to be one of the worst breakups ever. And to make it worse, 50 didn't just end things, he completely disappeared. No calls, no texts, no closure, just vanished like he was never there. And of course, it didn't stop there. Instead of moving on with grace, he went full petty. He started sharing personal details and making it sound like she was only with him for attention, claiming she used him to boost her image. Really? That's the direction he went in. But honestly, with all the media attention and the pressure, their relationship never really had a shot. There was just too much noise from the outside and not enough maturity to handle it all. But if you thought Vivica was just going to sit back and let him drag her name through the dirt, think again. She's not the one to take jabs without firing back. She wasn't going to let 50 twist the story and paint her as some clout-chasing ex. Oh no, Vivica came swinging. She made it clear that she wasn't here for the games and that she had her own version of events. And let's just say, she didn't hold back. Absolutely not. Vivica made it perfectly clear. She was never in it for clout, and she definitely wasn't about to let 50 tear down her reputation just to score points. If he thought she was going to sit quietly while he tried to play her, he had another thing coming. Even though it was 50 who ended things between them, he kept the pettiness going well after the breakup. He even threw shade at her in his music. In his track, Get In My Car, he rapped lyrics that painted her as clingy and financially reckless, basically saying she spent all her money on him just because she thought she had locked him down. The verse made it sound like he never saw their relationship as serious, leaving Vivica feeling exposed and humiliated in front of millions. She later described the lyrics as deeply hurtful and embarrassing. True to his trolling ways, 50 didn't stop there. When Vivica appeared on Empire, he tried to drag her work into the mud. In an interview, he blamed the show's dip in ratings on what he described as too much gay stuff. He even tweeted about it, saying the show had lost millions of viewers and that the over-the-top content was ruining it. Naturally, social media wasn't having it. He got roasted for the comments. He tried to walk it back, saying it was all taken out of context, but the damage was already done. And Vivica, she wasn't about to let that slide. She fired back with a few jabs of her own, hinting that 50 had some secrets and even made a bold claim about him having a questionable connection with Soulja Boy. That really got under 50's skin. He clapped back in the most extra way, joking about a private moment they allegedly had, flipping the narrative to make it sound ridiculous. Then Vivica stepped it up and posted an old photo of him wearing makeup, tagging him with a spicy caption. She even dared him to face her live on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live to clear the air once and for all. Of course, that showdown never happened, but her message was loud and clear. She wasn't backing down. These two have a long history of exchanging public digs, often with no warning or reason. But if we're being real, 50 usually throws the first stone, and this time is no different. He came for her unprovoked, poking fun at her recent cosmetic work, despite earlier suggesting he thought she looked good. One moment he's giving compliments, the next he's sharing awkward videos of her to get people laughing at her expense. Insiders say Vivica has had enough. She's tired of playing these games with him and has warned him to leave her name out of his antics, or else. And let's not forget, if there's one person who can stand toe-to-toe with 50, it's Vivica. Rumor has it she's still holding on to some serious tea that could cause problems for him if she decided to let it spill. So he might want to tread carefully. Because one thing's for sure, Vivica with a fresh body and zero patience is not someone to mess with. These two stay messy, but now I want to hear from y'all. Do you think 50 crossed a line by coming for Vivica? And do you believe she's really got some secrets on him? Drop your thoughts in the comments and check out the next video. It's about to get even messier.